We use the word vanilla as a synonym for ordinary, yet authentic vanilla is the second most expensive spice on Earth. The reason it feels so common is that 99% of the vanilla flavor we consume is synthetic, manufactured at scale from petrochemicals or wood pulp byproducts. Artificial flavoring mimics the primary note of vanillin, but true vanilla contains hundreds of trace compounds that chemical manufacturing cannot replicate. These trace compounds create specific regional profiles. Madagascar bourbon vanilla is the most recognizable, defined by creamy, rich notes of chocolate and caramel. Tahitian vanilla offers a different signature, introducing a floral and fruity profile with hints of cherry and anise. Then there is Mexican vanilla, which is typically darker, spicier, and carries a distinct smokiness. These flavors are scarce because the vanilla orchid is a botanical outlier that requires a grueling gauntlet of manual labor just to survive. The Vanilla planifolia vine is native to Mexico, but today 80% of it is grown in Madagascar. It is a finicky crop that requires precise temperature bands and high humidity to thrive. This botanical illustration highlights the plant's primary biological struggle. Outside of Mexico, the orchid has no natural pollinators, like the Melipona bee, to move its pollen. The problem is the rostellum, a physical membrane inside the flower that blocks the male and female parts from interacting. In 1841, a 12-year-old enslaved boy named Edmund Albius discovered that this membrane could be manually bypassed using a tiny splinter of wood. This discovery created the modern industry. Today, farmers must still inspect their vines daily and hand-pollinate every individual flower using a small stick. The timing is unforgiving. The orchid flower blooms for a single day and will die within 12 hours if a human hand doesn't intervene. Every authentic vanilla bean in your pantry only exists because a worker caught that narrow 12-hour window. Successful pollination is just the start. The bean must then survive a 9-month maturation period on the vine before it can be harvested. In Madagascar, that 9-month wait is a gamble. The region is highly vulnerable to shifting rains and devastating cyclones that can wipe out entire harvests in a single afternoon. Even when the harvest succeeds, these green beans have no vanilla flavor or scent at all. Developing that flavor takes months of curing. Farmers must kill the vegetative growth, sweat the beans in blankets, and sun-dry them to physically transform the pod. This process triggers hydrolysis, where enzymes break down flavorless precursors inside the bean. This complex chain reaction finally yields natural vanillin, creating the signature aroma that justifies the bean's market value. It is a multi-month gauntlet of climate risks and organic chemistry that turns a flavorless green pod into culinary black gold. This hyper-concentrated supply chain creates a volatile global market. Prices can spike to $500 a kilogram after a storm, only to crash suddenly a few years later. While high prices make surviving beans valuable, the inevitable market crashes can completely devastate the small farmers who grow them. The value of the crop is so high that theft is a constant threat. Farmers often have to live in their fields to guard their vines as they mature. To counter this, the industry is moving towards ethical sourcing and traceability programs designed to pay living wages and stabilize these farming communities. Preserving these farms also protects a source of potent bioactive compounds. Recent research has identified antimicrobial and antioxidant properties unique to the natural bean. These studies suggest that pure vanillin provides anti-inflammatory and neuroprotective benefits, health properties that synthetic alternatives simply cannot provide. Tasting real vanilla is a sensory connection to months of meticulous human labor and a resilient botanical process that refused to be automated.